Thank you.
Hey,
You know, you
Tega.
have to make it nice and good.
Okay, all right.
Good
All
morning,
right, there we
everybody.
go. There we go.
So, how are you all doing?
I'm guessing they're fine. So,
It's a Wednesday.
I'm asking
people
you
are
in
back
this.
to
I'm
work.
asking you in the studio
Oh, we're good. We're
because I
good.
will get to my people outside. People outside, I know they are fine.
Except for the fact that the studio is now cold. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. So everybody outside, I hope you're back to work. I've been working since, so I'm glad to welcome you back to the hustle.
Yes.
Um, it's been good. Apart from the fact that Novak Djokovic is causing some controversy in all of Australia. In fact, half the morning shows in Australia this morning was about Novak Djokovic coming into the country with medical exemption.
Their people can't travel. They're still stuck. They've now got tens of thousands of cases. And some tennis player
When
is
you're
just saying,
large, you're
I don't
large.
believe that I'm going to do this. I'm just going to go as I am.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about that story when we get there, but a lot of sports to talk about.
All right. So please call us on 01448991 when it comes to the time, of course. However, we're taking messages on WhatsApp. 0809
And we're taking messages up on YouTube,
Yes.
youtube.com /smooth9FM Lagos.
Lagos. There we go. Okay. So let's start with the first story. It's about Odion Igalo. So there's so much talk about him joining the Super Eagles, and now it seems as though he might not be playing. So Saudi club, that's Al Shabaab, are claiming to prevent, are aiming rather to prevent Odion Igalo from participating at the 2021 AFCON African Cup of Nations. Now, just like Watford FC of England held back Emmanuel Dennis, Al Shabaab are reportedly claiming also that the Nigerian Football Federation did not follow procedure in seeking the release of Igalo for the AFCON.
Okay, so there's a lot of situations surrounding this not release and release of players. First of all, you have to remember that Odio Igalo retired, and so he came to them as a retired player. So they had no plans for national duty, no call-ups, none of that, because he came to them as a retired player. Then sometime this year, he decided favor over labor back to Nigeria, and he was invited. So he came for the last World Cup qualifiers, last World Cup qualifiers, and it was just assumed that his
He's
club
a part
was
of the team.
going to get used to it and release him. Well, the club didn't. They don't want to release their player. They're like, we didn't. When we were bringing you, we didn't plan all this travel to Africa every 2 minutes. That's not right. And so is the Afcon. So with World Cup qualifiers, all the players go. Um, but with AFCON, it's a different thing. It's just African players coming back to Africa. It's not like the club football world has shut down, and that's where the problem is. And so that's where the struggle was. So as of yesterday evening, Augustine Governor was saying that if by 5 p.m. he does not hear from Odio Igalo, he'd replace him. And but we've not heard anything from 5 p.m. till now. The only next message I saw out of the Super Eagles camp is that they are departing Abuja today
Hmm.
to go to Garoua.
Tiger, you forgot about Nigerian timing.
Oh.
That's what's happening.
Okay. You can,
So
can you not just join them at in Cameroon?
it's a little tacky. It's something that can happen, but it's not something that should happen. So it's not impossible. But it's not something that should happen. He should have been with the team, trained with the team, especially again because of the shortness of the period between when the camp was open and when the tournament starts. There's a lot of things going on. So he said he's going to by 5 o'clock he'd be replaced. So I've not heard any news out since. But the news I saw this morning from the Super Eagles camp is that we depart Abuja today to go to Garoua. So we wait for more news to filter in. But what's a little tricky about the situation is how Ismail Assar was held by Watford. Was held back by Watford because he was a player that was injured um, in Watford since November, and so when he started getting fit, he was invited to AFCON. And Watford was saying, "No, he's injured. He can't go anywhere. Bring your soldiers and test him. You'll see that he's injured." Well, I can tell you categorically that yesterday Sarr was
Guess who
released
was
to go to Senegal. Like the Senegalese Federation, they fought them to the ground. And I understood where Watford was coming from. Their player was injured. And just as he got fit, he's
now
not
you
going
want
to
to go
play
and
for
take
you.
him? Uh-uh.
But the Senegalese Federation fought. They're like, you can't hold that player. So I'm just wondering why,
Why can't we do that here?
why it's different with us. It's not,
You don't have
it's,
a coach. Well, we do have a coach. So
it has nothing, it's not a coaching problem.
I know. I'm just saying these
So
are some of the many problems that we
so
have here in
for me
Nigeria.
it's just a negotiation or the way they're going about it, but hey, what can I say? We have many players. That's the difference, I guess, between us and Senegal. We have many players that are hustling to get into this team. So
Population,
if
population.
one person drops, another person will be ready to take over.
All right, let's move on to that story that we've been talking about. So, seven-time Grand Slam doubles champion Jamie Murray was among those to question the decision to grant world number one Novak Djokovic a medical exemption from getting vaccinated against COVID-19 in order to compete at the Australian Open. Now, Murray said it would have been difficult for him to get a similar exemption if he were in the Serbians placing. I mean, I don't know what to say about that, really. I think if it was me that wasn't vaccinated, I wouldn't be getting an exemption. But well done to him for getting cleared to come to Australia and compete. And if you can't smell the sarcasm in that, your nose is blocked.
Exactly. I don't even know where to start with this. But it was tricky. So I remember the Australian government really saying, look, if you're unvaccinated, do not bother to come. The people are they have taken their vaccinations. Some people have taken their boosters. And even then, they still can't travel within the country. It's not like they're going out and coming in. Within the country to go and see loved ones that are sick or loved ones that they've not seen, they can't travel. So there was all that trouble. And when all that was happening, Nadal just said, Rafa Nadal said, okay, if I'm going to go to Australia, it's just easy to get vaccinated. I don't need all this drama. So Rafa Nadal publicly vaccinated. Novak Djokovic was still saying, my status is unclear. It's unclear. Everybody knew that he was not vaccinated. And then yesterday, he comes out to say that he has been given exemption. Now, there are two kinds of exemption people were expecting, because he didn't categorically state in his post what exemption he was given. He said he was given an exemption. Now, if you look at the criteria, there are only two exemptions: religious exemption or medical exemption. Now, when we dug for that, we found out that he had passed two independent bodies. So there's the Victorian Health panel that will give you the first exemption. Then there's the independent panel that will give you the second exemption. Apparently that he had passed both. So in order for him to pass both, he has to have some acute health problems. Now, the Novak Djokovic I know, I don't know this one. The Novak Djokovic I know has been playing tennis since 2003.
He never been sick.
He in the early times when he was traveling, he used to have that throwing up issues, those minor allergies, but those were minor allergies. And they stopped after he'd been on the circuit for a while. But he's been playing since 2003. This is the first time in my life I have said that he has an acute medical condition that can give him exemption.
So Djokovic is looking like a Nigerian politician to me, with that sudden onset acute illness that they just get whenever prison comes into the place.
I'm sure.
What on earth?
I don't even think I'm blaming Novak Djokovic, because it's not Novak Djokovic.
It's not him. It's the people that
it's the people that allowed him to get away with it. So Australians are angry that, look, you put us through a lot in this past 2 years, and then you're letting this guy that we all know is unvaxxed come in on an exemption that you will never tell us, because a medical exemption, so it's going to be private.
Should be renamed the tennis king of COVID. What happened with that his tournament?
Which is where I'm coming to. And so it was not just that it was anybody. There are other players that were given exemptions. The other players that are not named really that have been given exemption. But because it's Novak Djokovic, the guy who said he was hosting his tournament and allowing people to come in the middle of COVID, because people have been isolated for so long, then he just wanted to create a space for them to be free. And these people came in freely.
Spread the virus
exactly.
around.
Freely, without masks. We're sitting close together. And then the virus was spread there in that tournament. And people started calling him Novak Djokovic. Now some people are calling him Novak. Now people are calling him Novak Djokovic. So there's a lot of names coming up, but Australians are angry. And I would say these players are saying things like, I remember Alex de Minaur when he was asked the question, was asked with his teammate at the ATP Cup. His teammate said all the right things, that maybe he has some medical exemption, that he thinks that that's the only way that they'll allow him. Said all the right things. Then de Minaur said, you've said all the right things. I can only say it is interesting. And he just started spinning on his chair in the interview room like a little boy. I was like, what am I doing? Because players are angry that you can't do this.
Is it enough to say boycott though?
No, I don't know who will boycott their career for you. It is what I would have expected from the Australians. Again, they're not allowed like that. But what I would have expected from the Australians is to go to ATP office and to go to Craig Tiley and say, you know what, this tournament will not hold if you're there. It's the people that can do this. It's not the players. The tennis players can't do anything. And let me tell you what is even upsetting about it. So ideally, if you're coming into Australia, you'll be isolated for 10 days. So the tournament starts on 17th. And today is the
When
5th.
Yes.
He's not
When
here.
is he coming in? Or going
Exactly.
in?
He's
So
coming
he
with
may
his
not have to go through the rigorous. So
checks.
that is the annoyance. That first of all he's unvaccinated, and then he may not have to go through this rigorous.
And
And he are letting him come
I
in.
think we have seen from his history that he doesn't really care
Yeah, and so
about.
I think the problem is because it's Novak Djokovic, the guy that doesn't send COVID. If it were any other player that got this exemption, there would have been uproar, but it wouldn't be this bad. But it's the fact that he's been associated with just treating it.
Lackadaisically, anyhow.
Thank you
Yeah.
for this English language that you brought to me this morning. But and that's what it is. So I don't know, but people are going to have to look. Australian Open 10, Australia tennis is going to have to come out and give some account. They can't give somebody's medical history out. That's private, but they have to be accountable.
If you've ever seen any of the Australian people when they start protesting, you know this is
Yeah. So the
can
mayor
only
has, the
imagine.
government has come out to still say that it doesn't matter whether he has passed a panel, we are not allowing unvaccinated people in. But if he's passed 2 independent panels to come here, I
We'll make for
mean,
an interesting story. We'll see what happens
Yes.
if they do allow him to play.
yeah.
But away from that, though, let's talk about Romelu Lukaku. He's apologized and he's returned to the squad basically. But let's give you the background story. So Lukaku has apologized and will return to the Chelsea squad for Wednesday's Carabao Cup semi-final leg against Tottenham, and this is according to his manager. Now the pair, they had a calm meeting on Monday about the striker returning, and Lukaku has since said he's sorry for the upset he caused.
Okay. Well, really huge one. So all the drama that Romelu Lukaku's interview caused. So here is what I found interesting about the apology, is that me, I like to analyze stuff. It's the kind of apology I would give when somebody offended me, and I lashed out. And I just want there to be peace, but I'm not going to take back what I said. So that's the kind of apology I would give. I'm telling you from my point of view,
Oh,
because he
wow.
comes out to say, "I apologize for the upset that I caused." Not
But
for
he
the
hasn't-
interview.
Oh,
He
wow.
said, "I come on. I want to apologize for the upset that I caused. I didn't mean. It was an interview to say a final goodbye to Inter Milan fans because of the abrupt way I left. It was not an interview to disrespect the
coach.
Chelsea fans or the coach." He said, "And from here on out, I will try to gain your trust by working out in training ground and on the pitch to get results for Chelsea and to win for Chelsea." That was the apology. He never said, "I'm sorry for what I said," because even I didn't. I thought what he was.
So it wasn't a heartfelt apology in your
No,
opinion.
no, no. It was a heartfelt. It was an apology to end the situation. But what he's trying to say, bottom line is, I didn't see anything wrong in what I said.
so you
Oh,
know
wow.
it's all of those. I'm sorry.
You felt bad that I
you
said.
felt upset.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's
Well,
it.
that's
No,
it.
I'm not sorry
That's
that I
it
said
right
what I said. I'm just
Oh,
sorry
wow.
you felt upset. And that's why I said it's the kind of apology I would give if you offended me and I lashed out.
Oh wow.
That's called sympathy.
Remind me not to get on your bad side.
But what it means is that he's going to be in the squad to face. He's going to be available. Let me not say he's going to be in the squad, but he's going to be available for selection in the squad that will face Tottenham tonight. In the first leg of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Tottenham on the other side are having more COVID issues. Antonio Conte said a few more players have come in and tested positive. I like the way
Oh,
he
wow.
put it. He said, you make a plan, you pick your players, and the next morning 3 might just have COVID. It's like, guy, calm down. I know how
Guys,
you
help
feel.
us.
It happened to Liverpool too. On the day of the match, Allison and Matip and one other player tested positive. They couldn't play, and they were already part of the coaching selection. So it happens like that. But Antonio Conte looks a little frustrated. Chelsea look on the mend. They have their players back. They seem to have the COVID situation under control. And now Romelu Lukaku has given people the apology that will calm the waters. So hopefully everybody can move forward from here on out. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go on a quick break. We do see messages though. This one here from Ronson from Obalende says, "Now wow, so this while I don't extend to Asia too. I beg give us our Igalo. He has apologized. Tega, no comments. No comments.
I mean,
All right.
no comments.
No, no comments. Let's leave it at that. But we do have to go on a quick break though. When we get back, we'll do some more talking. If you want to send your messages in, please send them to WhatsApp 0809 84820. No, 0809 4440981 is where you can send your messages to. Or just, leave a comment on YouTube, right? It's youtube.com/smooth91 FM Lagos.
Yeah, not take us to the place. What's up?
YouTube.
I want to go and check your.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like, you can check it here.
That's what. Put it here for us.
There you go.
Okay, people.
Ah. Oh my God! This looks like we're staging for a picture or something. Okay, so what's the
we're
locker
not
room
taking.
break?
We're not staying for a picture. Ah, wait. Why you always wear your mask here? Like I have COVID. Shokwe, why you always wear your mask?
I can't say on
Am I
public.
Novak Djokovic?
This hasn't. Oh, what do they have to say? Oh, messages don't stay long. Let's go and find this thing. Oh, is that what's been going on? So we're trying to get your messages now. All right, LK Aderogba says great analysis of the apology, Tega. But yeah, we'll do that when
We'll do that when we come back. So, okay, thank you for watching.
Oh, I can see myself with my mask. Such a great look.
You're always wearing your mask.
I am.
Who are you afraid of here?
Oh, the
Everybody.
events.
Who? I'm your friend. I
Everybody.
can't give you COVID.
There are no friends in the studio, only potential people who just talk and the air is filled.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know what
What a way
response.
to put it. Oh, wow.
I don't know what to say to you guys.
We have suffered, so we are all COVID carriers.
Or I could be one.
This looks like you're protecting yourself.
I'm protecting you guys. I'm protecting
It's
all
very
of you.
elitist.
All of you.
It's very elitist.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
I
this
agree
for
with
you.
you. Very, very elite.
Oh well, I'm so sorry.
Okay, when we come back with YouTube messages and then we'll
The
go.
messages. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, and here we are back inside the locker room talking sports. Oh, sports all the time, at least for the next few minutes. Now, we've got your messages up on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. LK Aderogba says, great analysis on the apology, Tega. He's forgiven, but we will never forget. He should win us titles before we can forget. Also says, I was almost hoping he wouldn't apologize so that we could have a Kane and Lukaku swap. Would have been epic.
Yeah, it would happen. Wow. Okay. Okay,
And
thank
then,
you so much. We see you.
He sent a message regarding.
yeah. So
Oh.
if you miss the halftime talk, you know what to do. It's
Yeah.
usually halftime talk is like a Super Bowl halftime show.
Mm.
You should never miss it
Mhm.
on YouTube. So join us.
There you go.
Got a few more messages here. This one from Mohammed says, actually, Bashir Miyaba. Bashir Miyaba says, take a stop the justification of his error. Which kind of chalaye are you and Lukaku doing? The guy talks too much. Because you can speak 5 languages doesn't make you wise, only arrogant. You are not careful. If you're not careful, he was told not to do the interview, but his village people deceived him.
Bash, you sound like you too. You talk too much. You must know a lot about this talking too much thing.
Oh, wow.
Bash is always, I don't know, he's always on somebody's
That's a
case.
little below the belt. Okay, so I hope Lukaku doesn't score against Tottenham, and in celebration with a written message saying Forza Milan.
Forza Milan!
Can you say that, Tayo? What's wrong with you?
Tayo, I see you've been watching us up on YouTube. That's great.
And this one says, let me see. I am Jambalaya from Ikeja. Quick one. I think brother Lukaku is so full of himself and he's almost forgetting in such a hurry that not so many Chelsea fans were in support of his signature. Just that there wasn't much some of us could do. There wasn't much some of us could do. If I bang his head.
No violence allowed here.
Wow.
Only banter.
Only banter. Thank you very
Only
much.
banter.
All right.
Don't be banging people's head, please.
Okay, so we've got some news in from Liverpool, who have made a formal request to postpone Thursday's Carabao Cup semi-final first leg at Arsenal because of an increase in COVID-19 cases at the club.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Again, it's a serious question. So now,
It's a wake up and you see this.
yes, it's a wake up and you see that the players that you've selected they have tested positive for
Wow.
COVID situation. However, their training center was shut down on Tuesday because of the COVID outbreak. They had to disinfect and all that drama that they do. But it was really, it's really a tough one for Liverpool. However, this is what the Premier League says. This is what the FA said. Even if you have many COVID cases, as long as you can field from your team and your bench as long as you can field a complete team
Mm.
and have enough players for the bench, you
Ready
will
to
step
go.
up. The problem with Liverpool is that this is a tough ask. They face an Arsenal side, and you have to remember they face an Arsenal side without Salah, Keita, Sadio Mane. Those are key
Wow.
members of their, well,
Wow,
at
wow,
least
wow.
Salah
Those are
and
their
Mane
front
are
three,
key
really.
members of, yeah, no, Salah and Mane at least are key members of their squad. Naby Keita has become important in recent times, but he's still a key figure if you're talking about the entirety of the squad. So they have those big players missing, and then they have a COVID outbreak. It's tough to be asking. And you have to remember, Jurgen Klopp wasn't on the pitch because he had COVID for Chelsea against
See,
Liverpool.
this is the picture that you put above the word beleaguered. They're tired.
So it's a tough ask to say they should come and execute a game like the Carabao Cup. But again, the congestion of the window is it. I mean, even if they manage to postpone this one, when do they want to play? There's so much happening this year, and you have to remember, because it's a World Cup year, leagues have already been disrupted to accommodate this World
Players will
Cup
be
that they
tired.
took to Qatar. As much as I want to go there, the timing is still just upsetting. But the timing has to be the timing. So the window is really full.
Between a rock and a COVID
Yeah. High five. That was a good one. Stop it, the rock and the COVID festival. So it's a lot for Liverpool, but something has to give. So we haven't heard back whether it has been approved. This match is supposed to take place tomorrow. So between today and tomorrow, both clubs will know what the situation of the match is. But for today, Chelsea, Tottenham still hold.
Alrighty. Let's talk about Manchester United. Yes. Okay. So Ragnick suffers first defeat, and you mentioned this so as Wolves win at United. So Wolves ended Ralph Ragnick's unbeaten start at Manchester United as Manchester United's interim manager on Monday. As Juan Martino's strike earned a deserved 1-0 win at Old Trafford. A quote here says, "We didn't play well at all, neither individually or collectively," said Ragnick, who had taken 10 points from his first 4 games in charge.
I like the way the guy knows how to analyze. He needs to take my job. He's a very good pundit. You know, he's seeing exactly what I'm seeing from the side of the pitch where he's supposed to be influencing what is happening on the pitch. But he's a very good pundit because he's telling you the problem. Individually and collectively, they were not good. You know, that's what I would do in the studio. That's not what you should do, Ralph Ragnick. That's not your job. Your job is to look at the situation and see they're not doing individually and collectively and change something at halftime, you know, or change something halfway during the match. Well, again, this is what I said when they brought a boardroom person to come to the side of the pitch and be a coach again. Because he too is relearning this work at this point in time, because he's been
It's
away
trial
from
and error for him now.
because he's been away from the side of the pitch for so long. He might as well be Michael Carrick. They might as well have left that guy there. At least that guy has a record of not being beaten as a Manchester United coach, even if it was a few games. So it's ridiculous the way Manchester United play. They said he will come with pressing. The only thing he's pressing is people's heart rate monitor, because nothing else is being pressed on that pitch. He hasn't done any.
His game pressing style is what he's
Yes,
coming with.
and then there's a problem in the dressing room. So apparently there's a Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes problem. It's like the locker room is not big enough for both Portuguese players, and so they are suffering on that end. But Manchester United played better when Bruno Fernandes came on the pitch. They created more chances. They looked a little more fluid going forward. The difference between Manchester United substitution and Wolves substitution is that Wolves substitution brought a goal. Manchester United substitution brought brilliant attack. And you need the goal to win the match. So it's a tough ask for Ralph Ragnick. I don't see them doing any better here. And right now, they thrive on the individual brilliance of some of their players, and some of the players that you expect individual brilliance from, like Cristiano Ronaldo, Edison Cavani, Bruno Fernandes, they are not in the. I mean, Edison Cavani is in a good form, but he's a largely box 18 player. He doesn't do much outside the 18-yard box to influence play. So the ball has to get to him for him to score those goals. So it's a tough ask, but I don't know how this is going to work for Manchester United. It doesn't look good from here. I think they should have left Carrick, or barring that, they should have brought in a new coach. But you hired
With
this
a lot
guy
more experience.
with a lot more experience. You know, it's just crazy that Manchester United didn't do what they needed to do before Conte took a job. That's just the sad
Yeah,
part.
he
At
would
the
have
end of
been.
the day, he would have been a perfect fit.
All right, now we've got messages coming in up on youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. And Lania Ola Olua says, our 20-man delegates that will win us the AFCON, able and capable.
I agree with you. I'm very hopeful for this one. But if they beat us, that was not my prediction.
And messages in up on WhatsApp. Chimaobi Victor from Alaba International says, good morning, guys. Countdown to AFCON. Looking forward to seeing the Super Eagles of Nigeria make a statement because most of us don't have confidence in them. While for Tottenham Hotspurs versus Chelsea, it will be decided via penalty, which Chelsea will surely go through. God bless Nigeria and long live Smooth FM. I like the way you ended that. All right, coming in, we have got this message from Emeka, who says from Amur, who says our campaign in this AFCON will be in the Lord's hands. Oh my God,
You guys are not hopeful.
He's right.
Oh.
He's right.
So our only informed striker is Ihe Anacho. My suggestion to CAF would be to reschedule further AFCON tournaments to avoid issues like these. As for Lukaku, after reminiscing about your ex-girlfriend in front of your new girlfriend, it will never end well. Forget his apology. He's still in love with Inter. All right, and Tyre from Aja says, with that T-shaped formation, Wolves used Man U to drink tea.
Yeah.
Please bring, wow. Please bring back Ole. It was not that bad. From I taught Klopp and Tuchel to not knowing how to write on the board. Well done, teacher Ralph.
I think we should just end with people's messages.
Yeah, okay.
She's got this one. She says, Tega
Wekobiru.
with Kobiru, Super Eagles will not pass quarterfinals. And wow,
Hey,
here comes
oh,
another one again.
Sure, Ogenebiko.
Yeah, but he said
I've
Oh.
ruined it. I'm sorry, guys.
Chelsea will beat Conte today 3-1. All right.
Mm.
Fair enough. Let's see where this goes. Real quick, though, let's get back to the one from Tai Tai says the national team has not played their first game at AFCON and it's looking scattered.
You guys are not hopeful in this locker
People
room.
that are seeing.
No, I'm not happy. You guys should be more hopeful. You have to support the Super Eagles. They are going out there to do a great work. And our first match is against Egypt.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Mo Salah's Egypt.
Oh.
Every time
Talk
I
about
think
tough
of,
opposition.
every time I think about that, I remember the goal he scored against Chelsea,
Yeah.
and I'm overcome with strong emotions.
They say religion doesn't belong in politics, but maybe it should belong in sports because sometimes prayer is needed.
All right, so we can
Okay.
read this message.
Yes, we have one more message, and of course, then maybe we might be wrapping up our show. Okay. It's about Old Trafford news, basically. Okay, we see your message, IK.
So basically, you have to read it. Peter Drury says, "Glory days are old, trophies are old, best players are old, the coach is old. It's Old Trafford." I don't know how you look. All the write up I've seen from this United loss against Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's a tough one, but you expect Wolves to give Manchester United a tough time. They have a good team. Especially you have to understand from.
To be honest,
this,
I didn't see them give Man United because they're 7th or 8th on the table. And
okay,
yeah.
17th place teams in any league beat tough teams. Real Madrid at the top of the La Liga table lost to Getafe at the bottom of the the second half of the La Liga table. So it's a tough one in every league. So I think I expected Wolves to trouble them. I just didn't expect them to lose. So, but
So that is it.
that's
it.
it.
For them. Speaking of speaking of that's it. That being it. Well, that's the end of our show. Okay. It's been a full show on the locker room. Thank you so much for joining the live stream on YouTube. But you can still do that. Okay. After the show, you can go back to listen to the off-air conversations that we've had and also leave comments that we're going to get to you as quickly as we can. Don't forget the show continues all the way till 11 a.m. My name is Kylie Baker, and of course I'm here with Shokwa Martins. We are going to take you through great music and intelligent conversations till 11. Stay with us.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to be up on YouTube right now.
What's
because no, don't worry, it's fine. Go and rewatch the stream once it ends.
Oh yeah, by the way, you can catch Tega on social media. It's Tega across all platforms, okay? And she likes your retweets and follows back and has banters and lots of other things.
Listen, you can find the locker room all the time up on social media with Tega. That's all you need to know.
There we go. Stay with us.
All right, people.
Ah, pushed you. I was just looking. Looked like you were standing in the corner like this, and you were just thinking about your life. You were like, "What have I